listen, Happy New Year. Welcome to our, well, not our really first episode. Well, our first in-studio episode of the Jobbertears podcast for 2022. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and MrBlacc. Before we do get started, we do have some house stuff to go through. First, definitely want to shout out Myron Reed from MLW for joining us this past Tuesday on the JTP Lounge, our first official guest of 2022. It was super dope talking to him.
Reed,
he's definitely very down to light-skinned thunder, very down to earth, very honest, very brutal. So make sure to listen to that on all streaming platforms for that episode. He definitely did drop some gems that I think the industry would definitely take for. Other than that, shout outs to Your Sports. Celebrating 2 years today.
Shout out to y'all.
So shout outs to Dre, Tavia, Matt, P, and of course Larry, who was one of the founding members of Your Sports. So we do, once again, they're part of the Jobbertears network. We do appreciate you guys. We love you guys. 2 years, trust me. Whew, it's just the beginning. So other than that, birthdays. Happy belated to Patricia from Those Wrestling Girls. Coming up, I believe this weekend, Maurice, who's definitely day one. My son
Coffee Winston, my guy Dre.
So shout out to all the it's Capricorn season?
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Capricorns.
Who's Capricorn?
I don't know.
Yo, shout out to the Jobbertears South Montana. Them boys with with that podcast.
Oh, shout outs to Mike. Movie Mike and TGJ Moss for being on AEW this past week.
We gotta give our guys credit about the podcast, dogs.
Oh yeah, they're fabulous, amazing, highly anticipated podcast.
Yes. The current episode is out right now on Spotify. I don't know why it's not on Apple Music. You know, Montana talk about when he went to the club and he went to the club. So this nigga had to use the bathroom. So he went to the bathroom. And he didn't pull down his pants. Yeah, he sat it.
He was that drunk?
Drunk. So then his mans.
So wait, did he shit or pee in his pants?
No, he pooped in his pants.
He
yes,
shit in his
and
pants.
then he called his mans. I was in the club. He told his mans, "Yeah, I gotta go." He lived 20 minutes away from the club. His man said, "Nah, man, we're leaving at 2." So he had to sit down in his car till 2:00. So Montana just peed on his dashboard.
Wow. Well, for more interesting stories, make sure to tune in.
Again?
Oh, is it
highly anticipated?
No, it's something close to that. I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Because we're gonna shout you guys out properly. I'm gonna need y'all to post about it.
It's high.
Montana Black. Y'all post about everything else of this damn podcast. You know what? Elliot might have it.
What is it? Highly potable? Right here. How you say it?
Oh, let me see. Oh, highly pathologically speaking. Like hypothetically speaking.
Yo, listen, it's gonna be how you listen to it. You watching on YouTube, whatever. It's gonna be the description below. Shout out to Maurice and Nicholas with their podcast. What's it called? The Bland Brothers. Hold on.
No, it's Blerd by Nature.
Blerd by Nature.
Blerd by Nature.
Please check them out. It'll be in the description below right here. Shout out to my guys of the Dirty Heels. You already know, man. Another collab is coming. The special edit, the Sped Ed Kids episode's coming out. Please check out the pilot episode of MrBlacc Neighborhood with Mercedes Martinez. Please check out the Sasson Talk. I know that the Spice Rack fans been waiting for that episode with Matt of Europe. Please check that out. That will be in the description below. Have you watching it? Have you doing this, man? You already know out here giving out flowers, B.
There you go. Gotta start the new year off, right?
Shout out to the network, B. Shout out to Chisel Adonis. We having an annual Black History episode with him next month.
And then I guess on a personal, not a personal note, but shout outs to Live Johnson and Michael Bostic.
Oh, that song, that video?
Yeah, they the
sexy
music video.
niggas in those videos, B. You heard, you heard my Seymour's brother Mike on the core? Ooh, the chorus? You felt the soul, my nigga, son.
With the all white at Coney.
Crispy.
So make sure that on YouTube, give them a like, give them a view of, once again, Live Johnson featuring Michael Bostic. Love it. Welcome to the Raw Zone. Make sure to follow them.
Raw Zone. Shout them out.
Shout outs to Katie and everybody.
Shout out to my guy Rolling Pin, getting better than his art out here. I see you out there. Shout out to the Gentleman Kitchen, just because.
Oh, G'd up gentleman. You know what he had? Because I had hookah with him the other day, and he goes, "So why didn't you go harder about talking about the burgers?" I said, "Because I didn't eat them. The boys ate them. Good. Why are you coming at me for?"
Delicioso.
But shout outs to G'd up gentleman.
He owes me a sweatshirt.
Oh, okay. Let him know.
Yo, shout out to if you are holding the indie event, you need some good, authentic cooking from some black brothers. Please book my brothers. Be G'd up gentlemen, man. They're on YouTube. They're on Instagram. Shout them out, man.
Instagram,
I'm
Facebook.
telling you, man. They're gentlemen, so you don't have to worry
on the
about
Bluebird too.
Exactly.
And then this weekend, those that are in the tri-state area, we do have some indie shows going on. HOG's women's tournament is Friday, tomorrow.
Well, today, if you're listening to it.
Yes. Yeah. In Jamaica, Queens. So make sure to support those women. Support women's wrestling. Also to Ace Pro Wrestling out in Teaneck, New Jersey. Shout outs to Vince Steele. He's on the card. I think he's in a dog collar match, I think.
Oh, my son Vince. Yo, he had a year last year. Low key?
Yeah.
Low key? Yo, if you want to get a big man, my son Vince Steele, the Jurassic Juggernaut.
There you go.
My favorite moment when he throw that man in the pillow. Oh,
that was Brother Greatness, right?
Was it Brother Greatness?
Yeah, it was Brother Greatness.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, when we were in the Bronx. Yeah.
You have to understand.
That was years ago.
Vince Steele,
my God.
Yo, son, I'm telling you this right now. This is your year, King. This is your year. So I feel it in my bones, man. Like, I don't talk just to talk. That's it. This is your year, King.
So, shout out to Vince. They got a show Saturday night in Teaneck, New Jersey. Also a part of A Cheyenne, so shout out to them. And then, once again, Legends. Royal Rumble. We're tiptoeing to WrestleMania season, and the first pit stop is the Royal Rumble. Once again, celebrating 10 years of viewing
Ohio
parties. It is in St. Louis, Missouri. So anybody that's going to the Rumble want to link up, let me know. You can message.
No. St. Louis is popping. They got
Ribs and Nelly and the Ark and a whole bunch of shit. So I'm excited.
They have ribs?
Yeah.
The best ribs are in Kansas City, my nigga.
No, well.
Kansas City got the best barbecue.
So
you been there before?
I've had some authentic Kansas City stuff.
Where?
I used to mess with a girl from Kansas City.
Oh,
was she black?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Why do you? Why is that a question? No, we need to.
This is why. You understand. This is why your brother's uncomfortably not used to dating women outside of his race because of niggas like you. Was she black?
Because this conversation needs to have. Before we start, I was trying to be chill and relaxed. And then the first thing out this man's mouth, is she black? What if she was a Caucasian woman? Would that be okay with you?
Listen, spell white people.
Because white people
spell white people.
Be doing. My man Will Dennis, friend of the show, he said white people be having some good ass barbecue.
See, no, but there was a difference. What I said was
white people know barbecue though.
But what I said was fried chicken. Fried chicken and barbecue are very two different things.
But do you know where fried chicken came from?
Black people.
No, white people.
But black people just heightened it up.
You gonna say that it's from the Colonel, B? I don't think the Colonel is white, B. I
didn't think about like Kentucky Fried Chicken until somebody told me because I was like, I'm going to Rumble, and St. Louis is kind of south of Missouri, so like it's actually closer to it's actually not far from the border of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So one of my homeboys I know that's going to Rumble, he was like, yeah, on Sunday we're gonna drive to Kentucky and get Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I was just like, oh, that's not a bad idea.
It doesn't make sense. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Forever and a day. I've been to New Orleans, 4 or 5 times, and I still have not had Popeyes from New Orleans, and it's annoying as fuck.
I've never had Popeyes from New Orleans. The one time New Orleans has the most unhealthiest food in the world. It's delicious as fuck, but it's the most unhealthiest city I've ever been to in my life.
But in terms back to barbecue, though, yes, Kansas City, yeah.
Nah, I
Actually, Charlotte doesn't have bad barbecue. Texas, of course, has bomb ass barbecue.
Yeah.
Now you gotta give it to Kansas City. Kansas City got the best ribs.
It's just different. You know what it is? They have a different. They use a different dry rub, and that's really what it is.
Yes.
So like most places where I like sauce, so like for me, I rather a saucy rib than a dry rub.
But fried chicken is a German food.
Yes, but then once again, black people elevated it, put seasoning on it, and bam.
Yes.
Now
But that's technically what happened. It's a German food that was brought over here. And then the slaves, the black people, they put African seasoning on it.
So let me get this straight. So why do you get mad when people culture our culture, but we do the same thing?
Well, everybody
but the thing about it, we didn't really.
We didn't take it. We didn't really take it. We just elevated it.
Yeah, because sometimes when they take our stuff, they don't elevate it.
It's like when you have cake and let's say donuts or something. It's like it's just a different take on something.
Yeah, but fried chicken is from white people.
It's just like how Wu-Tang took karate and elevated it.
They didn't elevate karate.
Yo, boy, son.
They didn't elevate karate.
I thought that Wu-Tang Shaolin style was actually a real karate style, B.
They
adopted it.
They adopted it. But they showed respect to it.
They definitely did.
They didn't elevate it.
But I thought that they got
drafted
in a racial draft.
Huh?
You saw Dave Chappelle.
It's not reality.
What? It's not?
No. But like I said before,
the kayfabe just breaking right in front of me.
Kayfabe is all
but like
broken,
I said before,
all type of shit. So it doesn't matter.
You don't need to always ask that because it could be a human I'm dealing with. It's a human. But we can move on.
Let me ask you a question. You got me the same question. Is she black? You got me the same question. Why don't you then?
You know what's so funny though? We don't though.
Yeah, why don't y'all?
Well, because you're very, very clear. Like, I only want to date black women.
Okay.
Like you make it very like unlike your brother.
Here's the thing.
You are very like a black and that is it.
Okay, I'm open to dating a Spanish woman, but she has to be Afro-Latina.
My nigga, that's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
That's why we don't question you.
That's just Spanish seasoned black person.
No.
But it's still black.
But it's still black. It's
and there's nothing wrong with interracial dating for people who are listening.
No, there is not.
We're just it's just that I've been dealing with this with my whole life. Where people just want.
I didn't really realize it until he said it, and I was like, you know what? You do get asked that all the time.
Like I just want to. Why can't people just ask me? Oh, does this person treat you nice?
Because
that's what you want. Does the person treat you nice?
Huh? Like you're comfortable.
Comfortable with what? I answer the question. Comfortable with what?
Yo, when you be dating white women, you look too comfortable, V.
I've only dated one white woman in my entire life.
Only one. Well, I mean,
I've only dated one white woman my entire life.
And even when he was dating her, and I love her.
You messed with
love her.
No,
he has not.
Actually,
he does not.
And you see,
you
are being like the rest of the world, and you
judging.
Are judging.
You're right.
No, I can tell you, he's only dated one.
But Spanish women,
one in a possible, like spades, one in a possible.
Spanish women's your thing, though, son.
That's his kryptonite. Like everybody has kryptonite.
That's not my kryptonite.
Yes, the fuck
I
it is.
like good women.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter
fuck
the race.
that.
I don't like this being
No,
tossed about.
You love Spanish women.
No, Spanish women is your kryptonite. Okay. Thickums.
Yes, curly hair.
Why are we doing this on the show?
You gotta have like you're definitely more of a chest guy.
No,
But you appreciate a good ass.
I like a woman.
Oh my God! Now you're being problematic because you're just being like that's like niggas that don't fuck with you and kiss you on top of your forehead. That's how you just acted just now.
What?
Wait, so MrBlacc, what's your kryptonite, real quick, and then we'll really get into some wrestling.
Honestly, I have two.
Okay.
It's a dark skin women.
Okay.
And light skin women, like super light skin women.
Those are very polar opposites. So
exactly.
How are they both your kryptonite?
What?
Because I like the extremes.
Tune in. Your brother said that I asked him what his kryptonite was. He said dark skinned women, like the hard, like capital DARK, and then light skinned women. What?
No, but that's not. It makes sense.
How?
Women, yeah.
Because they both have distinctive features.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and the thing about like a regular brown skin chick is a regular, like for him, it's like, because most dark skin women have very strong features.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got nigga features.
Yeah.
Beautiful features.
Yeah.
So a lighter skin woman has very soft most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless they're mixed.
Yeah. I realize that.
If they're mixed, then they're gonna have strong, like sometimes they have strong black features.
That's what I always ask Mikey, because he be like, I guess now that my hair's straight, I look more like a black girl.
You do.
But then he's like, certain features of yours, you can tell that you're mixed, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but because they have but the dark skin women, like chocolate women, are beautiful because they have strong features, and it's like strong features. So it's like it really.
But can you just admit that your kryptonite is Spanish women, and we can move on?
Yeah. It isn't my kryptonite.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree on that because I know better.
But yeah, like literally, like if a girl is like extremely light skinned or dark skinned, she automatically has the edge.
Okay.
Automatically.
All right. Those that are watching on live feed, what are your kryptonites? I know this is random, but it's a new year. Let's get to know each other on a different level.
YouTube audience. Shout out to our YouTube audience. I see you out there commenting.
We're over 1,800.
Yo, shout out to y'all. Yo, shout out to the YouTube gang.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to
wow.
Shout out to the Sound Spirit gang.
You know what's crazy when I think back and I'm like, how I wish we would have honestly marked different dates and stuff when we hit 100. What date was that? But looking back now, because it's all a part of the history. So if someone sat with us and was like, "What's the history of the Jobbertears podcast?" We can only go based on the video, the shit that's clipped and posted.
I could do it, though.
But anything else before we do get started? I'm trying to think. What's one goal for the podcast this year?
I have two.
Oh, I just asked for one. You can keep one for yourself, so that you don't have to share.
Mock my words. We will interview Jim Johnson. Why are you laughing?
Because he's in my DM. So it could possibly be.
You see? Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell y'all niggas that's gonna happen? You have to understand. Jim Johnson got hits.
I think I can
in
make
the video
that happen.
Games,
that's the scary part. When you just said, I was like, oh, I think I can do that.
No, it's gonna happen. That's it. And the story. So I say the next goal is MrBlacc's neighborhood will be on Bleacher Report.
Okay.
A snippet is going to be on there.
So, Wilkins, one goal that you would love to share with Jobber Nation of the Jobbertears podcast. Well, share something that you can share. God.
I have nothing to share.
Sometimes you got to speak into existence.
No, I'm good.
Even if you lie.
Every time I take a shower in the morning.
Really?
Yes.
What time you shower in the morning?
Probably 2 a.m. The fuck?
No, I shower after. So I wake up and I go straight to the gym. I shower at the gym 6 o'clock.
That's mad late.
Yeah, because I work out before.
I figured out how to you're a 4:30, 5 o'clock shower nigga.
Because I'm working out at that time.
Yeah.
How long you working? 10 hours?
I'm working out.
For 10 hours, 3 hours?
No, I'm working out, not working. Nobody works out for 10 hours. I'm just making shit up.
My goal, and then we'll get started on some topics this week. Before we get to this week in wrestling, is definitely to partner with, and start invading the West Coast. I think it's possible. There are a few podcasters that we've connected with that I think once again we can start making some moves and start planting some seeds in time for WrestleMania in LA next year. So that's really the goal. And definitely Southwest, so Texas, Arizona, Vegas. And just expanding the brand across the country, I think, is definitely the goal. And we do that absolutely with you guys, the viewers, the listeners. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
No matter where you are, and what you do or whatever. Our love for wrestling always brings us all together. So we do appreciate you guys. But all right, let's talk about, as we are in WrestleMania mode, Royal Rumble mode. Because I'm excited.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually more in the Royal Rumble mode. I'm not going.
You know that's the start. So
yeah,
he was right.
It's the first stop.
Yeah,
so
right, yeah.
the first stop on SmackDown last week, they had announced, Charlotte had announced that she was, which I loved. There was nothing wrong about this. Charlotte had told everyone that she was entering the Women's Royal Rumble.
She has no one to feud with.
And her goal is, but I still think it was a dope concept to do.
No. I think it's hot, though.
And it actually goes to her dad. It's a piggyback low-key off of her dad. Her dad winning the 92 Rumble and winning the title at Rumble. Yeah. So I think it's dope to do something different. So yeah, Charlotte had declared herself in the Royal Rumble, where if she does win, she will be responsible for picking her opponent for this year's WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. But when they list some of the names in the Women's Royal Rumble, they listed Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH. They announced the Bella Twins coming back. Nikki Bella being cleared for competition. Everybody getting cleared these days. You got Nikki Bella. You got random Kelly. You got I think they had announced the other day Melina, all type of shit. One person they announced that no one saw coming was the Impact Knockouts World Women's Champion, Miss Mickie James herself, is going to be entering into the Royal Rumble this year, which kind of what I think was fucking hot and dope. I mean, everybody got, their two bits to say about, how Mickie complained about her stuff being in the garbage can, the garbage bag, and all type of shit, and all that stuff. But fast forward to now, being now a part of the Royal Rumble, it gives Impact some nice little rub. And they actually strategically announced it so well because then the next night was Hard to Kill. And I would have loved to have seen how many people after that announcement decided to just be like, I'm going to order Hard to Kill.
Well, Hard to Kill was really good, actually.
Was really, really good. And we'll talk about Hard to Kill right after we talk about Mickie James in the Rumble. What are your thoughts on her being in the Rumble? And who else do you possibly see from maybe another promotion being entered into the Royal Rumble? It doesn't have to necessarily be the women's, because there are rumors that there are 2 spots in the men's Royal Rumble that will be a non-WWE person. So what are your thoughts on, I guess, this Forbidden Door concept?
They're saying Jericho.
Listen, if Jericho does it, nobody can talk shit about nothing anymore.
I mean, listen, like, Jericho is not surprising. He trusts them. You have to understand, like, even though he went to another company, the trust is still there. Well, like, bro, you wrestled on house shows for me. You didn't have to. You gave me that respect by saying that I'm not gonna wrestle in U.S. out of respect for you, and I came to you before I left. There's always gonna be a respect that Vince has for him.
I also think it's because
he's safe. He knows him.
Yeah, and it's also he did the Stone Cold podcast.
Exactly.
Correct. And that's why the whole thing when people were like, oh, AEW, WWE in talks, they've been in talks. Like, how do you think the Jericho Stone Cold podcast episode happened? And then also too, WWE's been doing some like documentary stuff, and they want to use particular talent as talent. Vince low key, we already know.
A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of these quote unquote companies that you're so loyal to talk to each other. Like, for example, the post office. Yo, when 9/11 happened, a lot of people, FedEx, FedEx and UPS used their planes, and Amazon used the post office to start them up, figured it out, and start their own. And sometimes we still get their packages. A lot of companies talk, just like a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I got an iPhone. It's better than the Android. If you knew that, Samsung makes the chips off an iPhone, and each time that they sell an iPhone, they get money off of that, dickheads. So
I love the behind the scenes of, like, the U.S. Post Office.
Yeah. So people, like, if you...
It's very intriguing, actually.
Right. If you understand business, people talk behind the scenes. Just like D'Lo Brown said, shout out to him. Yo, if you say you work with somebody in another company, I can easily call them up. Everybody's connected. Simple. It's just like, for example, somebody asks me about my niggas Dirty Hills. What's up with Dirty Hills? Cool. I seen on their podcast. They cool. Business.
But I also think Vince doesn't give a fuck about AEW.
It doesn't. I 1,000% agree with that.
I think
1,000% agree with that.
They haven't bled his pockets.
They actually low key, and that's why, like, sometimes we talk about they talk about the demos and all that stuff. They actually cater to 2 different audiences.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of granted we're all wrestling fans, but I had to explain to somebody the other day. I said, listen, they cater to 2 different crowds. Like, WWE definitely is more focused on being kid friendly and having parents take their kids to the show. Where AEW wants a whole bunch of old wrestling fans that lost that spark in their eye and want to come back and be professional wrestling fans. Like, there's 2 different audiences you're gravitating to.
It's interesting because I used to talk about it. I talk about the viewing parties. I'm telling you.
Oh, yo, they're night and day.
Night and day.
Literally.
More ways than one.
Yeah.
Literally, they're night and day.
Because it's 2 different, 2 different crowds, 2 different set of wrestling fans. And AEW, they do a good job catering to their fans.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
Because the shit that they do is all right.
They know they're gonna get a pop from those particular people.
Yeah, because all right, and I'll say this, and then you'll disagree because you'll be like, no, that they're building stuff. The way that they do their stories is very indie style.
Yes.
It's not television style.
Yes.
It's strictly one night, maybe 2 nights,
Yeah.
and it's and their storylines to me is more match based.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's not you're not gonna have a segment in the back where it's a build up where let's say MrBlacc versus Sir Wilkins is that
happened before.
Is the yes, but you're not gonna have it's not the story arc is they're gonna be like this. For AEW is gonna be like, hey MrBlacc, fuck you, and you're gonna go, what, Sir Wilkins?
Okay.
Next week on Dynamite, Sir Wilkins versus MrBlacc.
I do you one better though. They'll be like, this week on Rampage. They don't even do next week.
Rampage.
They'll do this week.
Like, boy,
they'll do
it's an hour
this
later.
Friday. Right. Like, if you've ever been to an AEW show,
Like, boy,
they
it's
take
hour
the shit
later,
the right after
It's an hour later,
Dynamite.
But if you've never been to a show, they set up nicely because you believe it that it's Friday, even though it's about to be 45 minutes.
But what's crazy is that they give, it's random that I feel like they give the episodic feel that we always talk about with WWE is now kind of getting back into that groove. But AEW does the episodic feel for Rampage that rarely anyone low-key watches, unfortunately.
Hell yeah.
But then next week on Dynamite, you don't really.
But the thing about
it's
it is,
weird.
okay, I agree with you. You're right, but certain people get the story arc, like the Hangman Page.
But
if you're in that web,
but for me, and this is once again. This is me growing up with WWE.
Exactly.
This is me growing up with, like, TV wrestling.
Exactly.
So, I see what you're saying.
Right.
But it's still very low base.
Because you got to watch, like...
It's basic as fuck.
Like, for example, like, I'm in the web. Meaning that I watch BTE after major events. Just to see where they're going to hint at to. And after that, I watch... the hype video for Rampage or AEW every week. I watch that.
But the thing about it, it's still basic because
because it's the indie feel. That's what it's doing.
That's what I'm saying because it's still a basic feel, which is nothing wrong. I don't want nobody to be like, oh my God, you're trying to play with them. No, that's their style.
That's
their style.
Like everybody has, regardless of whether it's indies or a major, almost like a major label, but that's basically what it is. Right. Everybody has their kind of like blueprint. Yes. And what works for them, works for them.
The only exceptions have been MJF storylines.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck. We'll talk about this week in wrestling because if they were going to give the Sean Spears, they should have did it in reverse like they did Jericho, but that's neither here nor there. But I just because now it's like I'm going into Dynamite next week and I'm like, am I really going to sit here and think Sean fucking Spears with a fucking jacket with no shirt on is going to beat a fucking CM Punk? But
when
CM Punk beat Warlord the week before.
But that's But that's the only time I've ever felt it was more episodic. When MJF is in a storyline, I don't know why they only do it with MJF.
And the lead.
The
lead does the whole indie.
They kind of did it with low-key Daniel Bryan lead up into the title match.
They did.
Low-key.
Daniel Bryan knows Stevie.
Because with Daniel Bryan and Hangman Page.
Okay.
Sorry. My bad. But they kind of did it because every week he was wrestling someone from the Dark Order that was, had a relation with Hangman. Like, that all connect. That made sense.
It all connect when you fought Hangman because all you finish you use against these guys, you use Hangman.
No, but that
was episodic.
It was episodic, but still indie feel.
It was.
Yes.
And that's because I was talking to some dude once. He was like, yo, I try to watch AEW. I just can't.
It's not for everybody.
He's like, I just can't. And I think if we weren't so engulfed in independent culture, independent wrestling culture.
I turn that shit off.
We wouldn't be able to watch it.
I turn that shit off.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I only watch AEW for the wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm not really most of the storylines I'm not a huge fan of.
See, it's hard because I'm such a sucker for I'm the fan that's why I say that doesn't cater to me outside being a black woman. But I feed off of storylines. So like when there's something good, I'm invested. I'm like, okay, right. I can fuck with this. Right. When it's just like the one-off, like they had fucking Jericho and fucking Eddie Kingston on Sammy Guevara. So I was like, for fucking what? I didn't get it. I got it, but I was like, this is unnecessary. But okay, guys, I see where you're going there. Or fucking Lambert ass keep coming the fuck up and trying to push somebody else. And it's just like,
I mean,
guys,
how silly it is though, son. WWE, I felt Ruthless Aggression was the perfect mix. They had storylines. Like, for example, say what you may say though, son. Yo, Booker T versus Edge for the shampoo commercial was fire. Because think about it. People say, that's a stupid storyline. I'm looking like, you got to be famous and get more money in your pocket. Why not fight for that?
Nigga, low-key, I'll trump you on that one. Let's talk about how because we just saw it the other night. Fucking Big Show versus Brock when fucking Paul Heyman, they fucking redigged. I didn't realize it until just now.
They did it.
They fucking rehashed
the
same shit they did with Big Show and Brock when Paul Heyman turned his back on Brock the first time.
On my personal favorite, Eddie for Dominic, in a ladder match, B. Come on.
But
lead up to that,
But
B.
the thing is, it's
even though
because Eric just mentioned on a thing. Because he was like, "Oh, you just used to Vince's logic." No, because Impact had great storylines.
I love Impact
back in the day.
Now, to this day, they had good storylines.
It's still
it's touch and go right now.
It's indie feel, but when I say production and just like storylines, every episodic, that's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah!
Because a lot of time, and I don't have a problem with AEW storylines. It's just that
it don't appeal to you.
It doesn't appeal to me, and it's not. They layer it, but they layer it in like not in a way where
it's not cake layered.
It's like they layer it because they add little jewels here and there.
Yeah.
And for instance, they like when they were talking to when Adam Cole was talking to fucking Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
He kind of mentioned about their old feud in NXT.
Yeah.
But the problem with that, what if you didn't watch NXT?
Yeah.
See, so it even goes to I'm mad we're talking about.
But the thing
really
about it is, it appeals to their fan base.
Correct.
But
like,
not
moral of the story.
It's appeals and you have to give them props for that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, their fan base fucks with them hard. WWE has crazy fan base too.
But it's to the point where they fucks with it hard. But then if you either A, criticize it, or B, not engage with what's going on, then it's it's like Revenge of the Dogs.
But the thing about and this is why the standpoint me looking at it both sides though. It's not everybody, because with y'all bring on great points like, hey, this is frustrating. Like, you ask not to criticize it, but you ask to make the product grow. And there's the other side to it. It's just like, yo, my nigga, you could play my AEW every single week. How about you just don't watch it?
Right.
You understand?
But it's the same with WWE.
No. Of course, WWE fans, it's the same exact thing where someone say, oh, Raw is so trash. I'm looking like, you can watch something else. You know that you can just turn it off and watch something else. You can watch, hey, if you are frustrated with these WWE, there's title match. You can watch wrestling from all over the place. Hey, turn on Impact. Impact has a great product.
But the thing about it, this is what it is though.
This will lead to MLW conversation.
No, it will lead to MLW conversation, and it will lead to something else that needs to be said.
What is that?
People don't like independent wrestling. That's what nobody wants to admit.
Yeah, I gotta admit that. Yeah,
they don't support.
Not me.
No.
Love it.
I love it.
They don't
but
support
because it's
wrestling.
not big production.
Yep. It's not cool.
And it's not. They don't get it because independent wrestling is low key. It's like
a grind.
It's not even that. It's like battle rap.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
it's very underground.
It's a
like
mixtape.
You gotta know to know.
It's mixtape-ish. Mixtape battle
and
rap.
Also too with the independents, it's more of sometimes of a geographical thing too. So you have people where like we've gone to shows down in North Carolina, South Carolina, like, and they know every single person that's regional on that card. But if somebody from us being down there, we only know one.
But
so you have, depending on like where the region is or the promotion or for instance where it is, those people in the immediate area is gonna know.
But it's also it's a big difference of how people live. But it's the country versus the city. Yeah. For example, the country is they will shut down the whole town for a high school game, and up here you looking like, let's say we're from Queens, right?
Christ the King,
right? They're not gonna shut it down because people say, I'm not doing this, shutting this whole town for you. So the thing about it is, up here, wrestling is not appreciated because even rap is not appreciated up here. Because if you go down there, I think Boozy cannot get canceled. I think that people in the South who to this day can make money off that Boozy, my son R.P. Dolph, all these dudes, they make bank in this house because they support it. Up here is we don't support that indie wrestler. We talk all this shit online, blah 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 blah, but yet HOG is down the block from your crib. But yet you would support the big man because the white man told you to support that.
But I also
just started in for no reason. Cause I just knew Umar Johnson this morning. Shout out to my pops, Umar.
But I think it's more this independent wrestling. It's hard to watch because the production is not great. But a live independent wrestling show, you're like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, so like I would never go back and watch anything like on Fight App or anything like that. No, because if I'm not there, it's a
whole different. Like I watch some things on Fight if I want to support somebody or if I'm doing research on somebody.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But for the most part,
it's
okay. For instance, my homeboy is a trainer, right?
Yeah.
I had he's like, yo, I'm gonna be out of town. My daughter's sick. Do you mind covering this training session with me with one of my clients?
Yeah.
Me and her chopping it up. And then I was like, yeah, I was talking about Jobber Slam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, come by Jobber Slam. She's like, I'll tell her I'm a huge wrestling fan. This is what we do, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, my dad, when I grew up, people say you look like Chris Benoit. I was like, don't say that out loud.
How though?
Yo, wait, did I tell you how we tried to go to Benoit's house when we were in Atlanta?
What's wrong with you?
Let me tell you. So,
who idea? Mikey, right?
It actually was. So he mentioned it, and I lit the fuck up.
Mikey idea.
No, so like low key we like dark tourism type shit. Like we will go, like even though he has stipulations to shit, whatever. But no, we were driving to his dad's house when we went to Atlanta, and he was like, Benoit's house is out here, and I was like, what?
Did you find it though?
It's like, nigga, we Googled it. We had the address online.
Did you go?
But we didn't go. We didn't have time.
Oh, okay.
Don't hype stuff like that.
Sorry, no, but I'm just saying, like, stuff like that. I was like,
yeah, so I was like, don't say that because she's from Florida. Yeah. And I was like, whatever. Long story short, she was like, I'm going to come by to support.
Yeah.
I'll bring some of my friends.
Yo, she rolled deep.
And she brought like five.
She was excited.
Like 5 people. You were there.
Yeah. But when they left.
And they left, and they were like, yo, I really had a good time. I fucking loved it. It was so exciting.
Yeah.
It was this because it's a feel.
It is.
Independent wrestling is an experience, especially when it's a packed show, because independent wrestling fans are reckless.
Right.
But when you're watching it on TV, it doesn't translate because
the camera, it's not as consistent either.
Because the camera angle's not great. Lighting probably might be trash.
But the thing about it, one thing that they don't do, I don't understand why, they don't get the mic. When I watch Jobber Slam back, right? I had to edit it. I'm watching it back. Like there's certain moments when the crowd was hot, but that it doesn't translate on camera.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, but that's just in general. Even that shit is whether it's indie or major label. Because WWE type shit.
Well, you still hear it though.
You
still feel it.
No. There's certain times where, because I've asked you, like, yo, how did the bar react to certain things when I was there live? And even if I play it back and let's say I was there, the energy could have been like, people on TV could have been like, oh, it was okay.
Right.
Like for Survivor Series, there were certain parts where people were like, oh, it was all right, it was all right. Yo, in the arena, niggas lost their shit.
Okay, I'm going to explain the whole arena thing. Certain arenas have better acoustics. Like the Barclays. When it's a packed house, when it's rowdy, it translates well.
And like MSG too.
Yeah.
MSG's wild.
So certain arenas doesn't translate well on TV. But there's more arenas that translate well on TV. But compared to the indies, because they will have it mic up somehow. You will feel it. Like, think about it. The Rock versus my son. Hell no. Versus Double H. You felt it on TV. Rocking, son. John Cena versus RVD. Hammerstein Ballroom. Rocking.
But that's well on TV. But the thing about it, imagine being there live.
It was probably better.
But wrestling is better live.
But it's also with indies too, though, son. it's real hit and miss because you could go to a show, right? Unless it's not niggas like us there, hyping up the crowd, making our own show. A lot of people sit on their hands like this.
But the thing is, it's also because of who's a talent. Like,
True.
You've been to an HOG show.
Yeah.
You see how packed it's different things, but just to wrap it all up.
It's many different factors.
It's just the fact that AEW is great.
Yes.
But it's not episodic enough to feel like, but it's only certain people, like, for instance, MJF.
Episodic.
He has more episodic type of things.
Yeah.
But everybody else is like, I don't like you, let's fight next week.
Yeah. Like, for instance, oh, fuck. I feel like we're talking about this week in wrestling. But that should go. It goes to like Matt Hardy losing, and then they go on the back and do a segment, and then Andrade comes out, and I'm just like, what the fuck is what are we doing here?
Andrade's bad. Andrade's bad.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Andrade's really bad.
Make it make sense. But you brought up the MLW, so in this week MLW decided to sue WWE. So, and you guys can talk a little bit more about it. I just kind of know like the surface of it about how MLW, when when the world started opening back up, they had got a deal with Vice TV to showcase the shows, and then because I was wondering why I wasn't on Vice.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Now that I think about it, I was like, what happened? But apparently WWE kind of halted all that shit and was like, skirt. What we're not gonna do is we're not gonna do this. Yeah, pull it up real quick. But in the meantime, in the meantime though, what are your thoughts on? I mean, business is business. Right. That's just how I'm gonna see it. So that's gonna be that. Right. But what are your thoughts on MLW's chances of landing another TV deal? Because I mean, you can't really cry over spoiled milk.
This is what
kind of thing.
I posted on the Jobbertears page.
Go ahead.
MLW suing WWE after WWE executive tried to stop Vice TV from going into business with MLW. WWE also allegedly pressured Fox. This shit is wild. Pressured Fox's own streaming service, Tubi, to kill a deal with MLW the very day it was announced. On January 11, 2022, MLW filed a lawsuit against WWE based on alleged ongoing attempts to undermine competition and monopolize the professional wrestling market by interfering with MLW's contracts and business prospects. Full details on this. Professional wrestling company MLW filed a suit against WWE. The federal court antitrust lawsuit is based on WWE's ongoing attempts to undermine competition and monopolize the professional wrestling market by interfering with MLW's contracts and business prospects. As described in the complaint, WWE pressured third parties to abandon contracts and prospective relationships with MLW. WWE's misconduct, including disturbing every level of MLW's business, including a major streaming deal for MLW, which would have been transformative for the company. MLW has alleged in the complaint that in early 2021, after MLW announced that it was talks with Vice City to air MLW programming on Vice TV, a then WWE executive warned Vice TV, warned Vice TV that WWE owner Vince McMahon was pissed that Vice TV was airing MLW programs, that Vice TV should stop working with MLW. The Vice TV executive responded that WWE's conduct was illegal and antitrust violation, with the WWE's executive responding that she could not control McMahon. WWE has been wrongfully depriving its competitors of critical opportunities for many years, but its latest conduct has been even more ridiculous, said MLW CEO. Court. I think we speak for the rest of the professional wrestling world when we say that anti-competitive behavior has to stop. WWE's ongoing misconduct has hurt fans of professional wrestling and competition in the professional wrestling industry. Through this suit, MLW seeks to recover its losses due to WWE's interference and to say fuck you to basically WWE.
Basically,
yeah,
WWE.
It makes sense though.
WWE put their big dick on the table and was like,
you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. That's wrong because. It's like basically it's like saying this, right?
Is it wrong because it's WWE, or is it wrong if it was somebody else that did it?
It's wrong, period. Because it's like saying this: if I'm Pepsi, right, and I tell Walmart you can't sell no Pepsi products. If you do, I'll put my products.
Well, they do that.
No, they do not. That. No,
they
supermarkets.
Do that.
No, they do not.
Certain
brands have certain fast foods. Like, hey, we got McDonald's, blah, 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 blah. We do not sell Coke products. That's
Correct.
fine. That's their cool.
But that's the same like if a supermarket didn't sell if that's like for instance, Cats. We only have Pepsi products. We don't sell Coke products.
And that's fine. That's the deal that you have made with the restaurant.
So my thing is, how is it okay for one thing and not okay for the other?
Because a supermarket is neutral ground. That's where everybody could shop.
A restaurant is neutral?
No, the restaurant makes a deal with Pepsi.
It's not the same
thing.
They
make a deal with that.
How? When you make an account with the distributor.
Yes. You pick what you want.
No, you're right about, okay, you can do that. You can have, okay, I can only have Pepsi products in my thing. That's a deal. What WWE is doing is, okay, let's say for instance, we get a deal with Spotify, right?
Right.
Okay. But we can't be on no one else's shit.
That's fine. But Peter Rosenberg goes to Spotify, was like, yo, if you do this deal with the Jobbertears podcast, we're not fucking with you no more.
Exactly.
And then Spotify pulls the deal from under us.
You're not supposed to do that. That's wrong.
That's fucked up.
But that's business.
That's none of your business.
But the thing about it,
it's hard because I see it. We've all worked corporate America. The thing is that's not business. That's mafia style.
Exactly.
Nigga, that's the mafia movement. Because if you go say, because Peter Rosenberg even have a podcast on Spotify. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And Vince never had a spot with no deal with Vice.
That's the thing
that we know of.
No, they don't have a deal with Vice
at all.
Nothing.
Or no one that's associated with Vice.
No.
Okay.
That's what's crazy.
And Tubi is something
that we know of.
The only thing I can kind of say is Tubi. Because Fox is dealing is that's a distributor of Tubi.
Right.
That's where you can kind of say something.
Right.
No, I'm just my thing is always gonna be if there's no connection, then yeah, it could be a little fucked up. But if there's
no connection,
but is there? But you just said the only small thing.
The Tubi one is a different deal.
Exactly.
But
that's a different deal.
But is it under the same umbrella?
That's
though?
Fox. Yes. Yeah.
That's why I can say that one.
Okay.
That's why I can say I can connect with that one.
Yeah.
But the Vice deal,
to do with you.
It's nothing to do with you.
That's it. Yo, what are you doing? No, it's like saying this way. Like,
hold on. Let me keep going.
Yeah. Yo, that's it. It's like saying that, yo, as a Coke, I will not sell if you have Pepsi and any other soda in your key food franchise. I will not put Coke there. What are you doing? No, it's neutral ground. You do whatever you want. We have no connection with them. That's it. No, that's not fair. It's like saying that Sprint saying, or T-Mobile saying that, yo, to California, yo, listen. I'll put no towers here if you have AT&T. No, what are you doing? For everybody.
No, but they end up when stuff like that starts to happen, then you just end up starting buying your competition.
And this
which
is
essentially what Vince did.
This is why
40, 50 years
and
ago.
this is why T-Mobile got in trouble. They basically almost got sued for monopoly law.
Yeah. So Vice TV is owned by Disney.
So what are you doing?
So remember when that rumor of Disney buying WWE though?
Yeah, but the thing about it, it's Disney only owns 16%. The majority owners A&E Networks.
A&E, okay.
A&E Networks.
Is that under what USA is under?
You can check.
But it doesn't matter though.
No.
Exactly.
It's under Disney.
Okay.
Disney owns the world. I think we need to talk about that first.
Like,
those niggas are monopoly.
Look,
okay.
That's mafia style.
Yeah. But this is strictly.
It's like saying this. Better example. NBA.
I get
saying
it.
This,
I just
saying this. NBA saying this to like MSG.
Because you a mob boss.
Like NBA saying this to the MSG. If you hold any big three games, yo, we can't we won't put basketball, like we gonna take the Knicks out of New York. What are you doing? Or if you put college games here, you're not gonna do that. No, MSG looking like we trying to make our bread. Suck our dick. No.
But WWE does that already.
correct. Like so my thing is gonna be
That's
like
wrong.
Listen, I'm not one to judge.
You scared?
For scared of what?
I'm not talking about you being scared.
He looked at me and said, "Are you scared?" I'm like, "What the fuck am I scared for?"
Like how that? Oh, it seems like everybody's quiet about this. WWE ain't scared, no competition. So why keep MLW out here, B?
Okay.
You think they worried about MLW though, low key?
So why are you worrying about the next?
No.
According to the fans.
No. Hold on.
According to y'all friends.
Hold on.
Y'all friends.
Hold on.
Who's y'all
Let me
friends?
say something. Let me say this. When you have a brand or a company, and I'm pretty sure this is how Vince is thinking.
I know this.
I'm stomping all you niggas out.
I know this.
I don't want none of you niggas eating.
I know this.
Because
I know this.
Or if I want niggas to eat, I'ma pick and choose what niggas I want to eat.
Because the thing about it, in his eyes, he sees, okay, you're taking more of the market away from me.
But tell DCWD fans,
you're taking shares of the market away.
Exactly.
So, okay.
I think that's just fans in general. We always say, fans in general just sometimes don't understand the business side of things.
You go on Vice. That's a third brand on broadcast television. Because most people can get Vice.
Yeah, I have Vice on my slate.
Everybody got Vice.
That's why I was asking you to break down, because there are certain channels that are packaged together.
I understand where you were coming from.
Like how Viacom owns like
Match It.
But
it doesn't own, and I understand where you were coming from.
I was just asking.
The Tubi one, I understood that, because now you're going on two types of thing. Because you moved from just being on a broadcast network, now you're streaming.
Yeah.
So I can watch it on regular television, and I can stream it.
Tubi's everywhere.
I'm gonna have to cut this off. I'm gonna cut it by the legs.
Because literally, Tubi is free.
But low key,
it's on my smart TV.
Because I got to talk to a lawyer about this. I don't know if it's 100% illegal.
Right.
Because WWE doesn't have the complete share of the market.
Yeah.
And it doesn't control the whole entire market.
Right.
Because it doesn't own AEW.
Yeah, they don't. They don't own Impact. They have no rights to Ring of Honor.
Yes, it doesn't own on multiple companies.
It don't. Yeah.
It only owns NXT.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is really a monopoly. Is this bad business practices?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is it fucked up? Probably.
But I don't think they win. They have a case here because they don't own. They don't own the majority of the market.
But let's see.
They just have the most. They make the most money in the market.
But it's kind of like, listen, this is actually a good case to follow, though.
It is because it will. If let's say MLW does win, it changes the game.
It does.
It changes the whole entire game.
Right.
And that's why I don't think WWE cares about AEW like that.
Right.
That's really my opinion because
I honestly don't think it's on their radar.
Because from what I hear, they treat it how they treated Impact.
Right.
It's a second thought to them.
Right.
Now, people are like, oh, but AEW does this and that. But it's like Janelle mentioned, it's a niche market.
It is.
That they have AEW cornered their niche market.
Yeah.
I think it's Tamara Battles that's on the Jobbertears podcast page.
Yeah.
I think she mentioned something. She's like, yo, I'm losing interest in it. Because I think they're slowly not catering to somebody like her.
But we said that episodes ago. Y'all came at me. They were like, they're not catering to you. That they're not catering to
but we know that. We know that.
I understand that.
And I said this, like, I understand what she said, though, but it's just like, yo, there have been bad WWE Raw matches. I mean, Raw episodes for months and years. You understand?
But see, the thing is, though, what's bad and what's bad and trash to you may not be bad and trash to me either.
Bro, they've been bad episodes.
Like, there was like that, like, for instance, and it's not to say you, but I'm just saying, for example, niggas was not with when the whole Bobby Lashley and Lana shit was popping off, but the shit ended up, then it was one of the highest views on YouTube.
No. I understand that, but I'm saying that in general, though, it's just like, this is why, like, Impact, Dynamite this wasn't the best, but I kind of like I see that as all wrestling. There've been like bad Impact episodes. There've been bad SmackDown episodes. There've been bad wrestling episodes.
Yeah, there's gonna be trash episodes.
Yeah, and like there've been weeks of
they're gonna dip and dive, and it's fine.
So it's just like even with and AEW, just like I'm not gonna stop watching for a couple of bad episodes. And I compare it to watching regular shows. There've been regular shows I watch where like a couple episodes was bad, or when I watch sports. I seen the Knicks blow out people and get blown out. I'm not gonna stop watching Knicks games.
Yeah, because you're
you have an investment in that product.
Because you're loyal. Because you're loyal. Like
so, like for me, I can not saying that I would because in research and all that stuff. But let's say if I had missed, like I hadn't been watching Impact in a while because Tuesdays we either recording or we're doing something, or Thursday, or we're doing something, or I'm out of town, whatever. Right. Thursdays, random ass Thursday nights that shit comes on during Grey's Anatomy, whatever. So I hadn't really been watching Impact. But when I heard the card, when I heard the Ultimate X for the women's, and then I heard about Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo, and I was just like, I'm going to have to watch Hard to Kill. I haven't, now mind you, had not watched, didn't know a build-up, didn't know what the fuck was going on. When I thoroughly say I sat there and enjoyed every single match, maybe one or two I was just like, that I could have did without. But when I overall enjoyed that whole pay-per-view as an entirety and didn't have to even watch the week-to-week shit, that says a lot about the company. But it also says a lot, like, maybe it's just the one-offs that you can be invested in. You be like, okay, this is...
But that's how certain people watch WWE too.
Correct.
Certain people just watch WWE for the pay-per-views. Certain people watch AEW just for the pay-per-views.
Correct.
That's just like how you digest Impact. Impact, I probably might catch a few episodes on YouTube, but yet I don't miss the pay-per-views.
Right, because the pay-per-view. So let's talk about Hard to Kill real quick while we're kind of on that Impact, MLW, Ring of Honor.
Shout out to Jay Cardell for being the first TBS champion.
We'll get to that when we talk about This Week in Wrestling. I just love how they gave it to her, but then she wasn't on This Week on Dynamite, but whatever. That was just weird. But yeah, let's talk about Hard to Kill. Shout outs to, of course, our sister, former Battle Club Pro Icon champion, Miss Tasha Steelz, being the first ever Ultimate X
a black
women's winner. Absolutely. The match was so dope.
Shout out to Impact for having real diversity.
And I love the fact that it was the first match.
Yeah.
They opened the show with
real diversity Impact. Real diversity.
So, super excited about diversity. I think the issue, because it's been a continuing conversation the past few weeks, and I think for me, I'm just going to say this and I'll leave it alone. I think the issue isn't so much diversity, because if someone has to list all their black people that they have employed, we're in a danger zone at that point.
Right.
But I think what it really boils down to is really just normalizing diversity. What I mean by that is in a sense of it being in a continuing cycle and a continuing basis, so that we don't have these conversations about where is such and such, or who is such and such, or what is such and such doing. Not everybody black got to be on the show all at the same time, but a consistent type of role, whether it's backstage, whether it's in front of the camera, whether it's the cameraman, whether it's commentary, whatever it is. Just it being in a consistent basis.
But also the concept of diversity, we don't accept all diversity of diverse type of people. For example, we accept certain kids for who he is, but yet you put certain screen of certain kids, Kyle, like, yo, who is this? Like, they're throwing F-bombs all over the place. You know, I'm not talking about Fudge. You know, I'm talking about the bundle of sticks.
Yeah, so, but with the energy when Jake Atlas
so people always throwing that. You understand, though, because, I don't like this style of black, blah, blah, blah. So then, okay, Grand example, Big E winning WWE Championship. I didn't see it as another black man winning it. I saw it as a diverse black man from the previous champion. To me, that was a true example of diversity.
That's a good point.
Bobby Lashley, he was I'm comparing like his in ring, who's in the ring, because outside the ring, him and Big E are very similar. When he's in WWE, he's that nigga who works out, that who just came from jail type attitude. Champion, gonna clothesline you, roar! The one that you want to present as your champion fighter. Big E is the one, like, yo, I like Big E because you can put him everywhere. He won on Hot 97. He won on the Breakfast Club. He went on all these other shows.
That's how when people ask, like, when people had that conversation of like Big E's title run, I was just like, in all honesty, in my opinion, his title run was better than Kofi's.
I felt that his title reign, I felt that if he had won it after WrestleMania season, because his title run was getting like, it was good, some good slow cooking. A lot of elements was getting in there, but they never treat him big. Outside of that, he represented the company very well. That was true diversity. And what happened when we present that kind of diversity, Big E's not my champion. He's not serious enough. Big E don't do this. But I'm looking like Big E was fighting Sheamus, but yet he wasn't smiling. He was whooping ass. When Sheamus, wait. When Sheamus attacked his man, his man's Xavier Woods, he got tight. On my personal favorite, the New Day's not serious enough. So they were smiling when they almost killed each other in Hell in a Cell against the Usos, or when the Usos used to go at it. Every time they're in matches, they serious. My thing is this way. You want diversity, but you want a diversity when it fulfills stereotypes. And black people actually gravitate to these stereotypes that, let's be honest, the palm colored people present it. So my thing is this way. Yo, us as people, we need to actually heal from our pain. We actually heal from these, and change our ideology, how we view ourselves, and realize that there's more than one style of black. Because how many times that Brandy Rose come on the screen, right? What Brandy Rose doing, this, that, there. But I'm looking like, half y'all women in wrestling talk just like Brandy Rose. Literally.
Some of
y'all niggas do podcasters. When I hear y'all talking on hood, sound just like Brandy Rose.
That's a little forced.
Now he got a point, my nigga.
Come on,
no, but yo, you know what? He just reminded me.
He might be spitting right here.
No. He just low key reminded me though. So remember the whole Tony Khan tweet when he tweeted about all the 10 people he has employed that are black.
Right.
Low-key didn't even mention Brandy though. Where they do that at?
Right.
Like if somebody supposed to be your seat was chief brand officer, and you don't even mention her.
Right.
What? What are we doing?
But
why are we doing this?
Nevertheless, though, us black people, we don't push diversity enough. Oh, he black. Okay, let's go. Oh, he gay.
But that's why.
Oh, my personal favorite. She's not feminine enough. She's too masculine. But my nigga, she leading the forefront to y'all to victory.
But that's why how I started it was normalizing diversity. And when in normalizing it, it means it being on a consistent basis. It means that opportunities goes across the board. It means that when you have different, whether it's different rivals or different storylines, that it makes fucking sense. For fucking Scorpio Sky ass to tweet what he tweeted the other day, because y'all know I don't got the Bluebird, but I
seen that.
People be hitting me with the snapshots and shit. For you to list how many days you haven't been pinned, that you haven't lost, and all type of shit. When Lambert ass was on fucking Dynamite and pushed fucking Ethan Page first, I said, what are we doing? Like, what?
That's a whole
what
nother
world?
Conversation.
And then when Scorpio Sky questioned the fucking ranking system, ain't nobody say shit.
So
it was Quiet Storm.
Yeah.
But who mentioned it the first time, and everybody was like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about.
So okay, I think we need to.
What the fuck?
I think we just went down a rabbit hole right now.
A very bad one.
Okay. No, it's a great one.
It's not a rabbit hole. So this is my take on diversity. AEW is very diverse.
Yes.
They have, because let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, what is diversity? Diversity is different ethnic backgrounds, different people of different shades of color, all of that, right? Cool. Yeah. That's what it is, and AEW has that. Their locker room is full. And I've been saying this. I've been preaching it.
Yeah.
Recently, after that little blow up, I don't know if anybody noticed, he's been putting the niggas on TV.
Yeah.
He's been putting Jay Lethal pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal ass been hot taken on Dark with Sunny Kiss and then catering, and this nigga randomly comes out and fucking saves
the Acclaim.
Dante.
Because, one of them don't consider himself black. He's only put in that box.
No, but guess what? That other one, he gay.
He gay and he black. Okay. So they be on TV. They're the top tag team right now.
But not getting the title shot.
No, not getting the title. But
I'm just saying.
They're getting TV time. Sheeta, Deep have been putting up some fire matches past couple of weeks.
Hell yeah.
So
Sammy.
So this is my thing.
FTW.
Hold on. This is my thing, and a lot of people need to understand this, because Tay Conti was out here talking, and hold on. And I want to say this, and I'm gonna say this now. You're Hispanic. Yes, you have an accent, but you're white passing, and you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this on this podcast because you're white passing.
Because if you don't talk,
you don't say a damn word, you will pass as a white person most of the time, especially in this ignorant ass world we live in.
Listen,
and hold on,
Janelle, those are your people.
No, wait. Let me finish. Let me finish.
My background is Cuban. She's not from Cuba.
Cuban people are
hold on. Then Sammy's the same way. I like Sammy, but we understand she is white passing. Well, that's a lot of people need to understand that. When we speak of diversity, we speak about, yes, Hispanics becoming that thing, not the white passing ones. Now, What I'm trying to say is that there is diversity in AEW, especially in that locker room. But what people fail to understand is that the diverse ones, the people of color, the gay and lesbian ones, the not a lot of the Japanese girls are not put in positions of high on the card.
Yes.
Or to further themselves, or to be, it shouldn't be where, even if they would have opened up Dynamite with fucking Sheeta and Serena Deeb,
that went better.
And the way how it ended,
Hell
I would have
yeah.
been like,
hell yeah.
That would have locked me in for the whole fucking 2 hours. I'd have been like, oh shit,
hell yeah.
shit just got real.
Hell
and
yeah.
that's why I go back to especially when we were doing Jobber Slam, how important it was of each match being positioned the way that it was. And people don't sometimes realize, as a fan, you don't, once again, you're in that bubble, so you don't have that worry or have that concept. When you kind of go into the other side of the feeling, on that threshold, where now your mindset is like, how do I produce a show that matters? And sometimes that's a hit or miss for AEW and in WWE and wrestling in general, where you position certain matches and certain things, and you're like, this doesn't connect, or sometimes, what are we doing?
Or sometimes you look at the card like, oh, this is fire, but for some reason why chemistry's not there that night. You understand? For example, DX versus the Brother of Destruction. They even said it. Oh, it's a cakewalk for us. We're doing it for years.
Oh, and Saudi.
You understand? Yeah.
It was trash.
It was trash.
But with the diversity comment, it's like what Swole was trying to. If you listen to the podcast, she was trying to say there is diversity there.
Yes.
But we're not seeing enough people that look like me, like people of color in the championship realm.
That's what she's saying.
Even in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's not to say that, no, do we want fucking Scorpio Sky to get the title shot next week on Dynamite? No. But if you put him in a contingency where you see the character development happen to where now you're leading to the story to have him now go into the title picture, that matters. A build-up fucking matters. And that's the part that frustrated me when everybody was coming at her and talking about, how she's saying that there's no diversity in AEW. That's not what she said. And I wish people would once again look at the bigger picture and saying, like, the wishes for the opportunities to be diverse.
But, okay.
For the things to happen in wrestling to be diverse.
So someone said this, right? Sammy is a Spanish god. What are you talking about?
Spanish
you sound
god,
really
Jesus
angry
Christ.
right now.
No, hold on.
No.
Wait,
address that.
Let me address that right now.
Thank you.
Spanish is a language. The color of Sammy's skin is white.
Thank you.
So I do not sound ignorant. You sound ignorant. Whoever that is. What is his name? Because I'll gladly tell me his name.
It's Eric.
Eric. Sammy is white. And I'm talking about white. He is a white man that speaks Spanish. He is not Hispanic. Hispanic, you know what Hispanic are? Because, Eric, we need to educate you real quick. If you're Hispanic, you are part black. You are part Native American, and you are part white. That means you are mixed. That means you are a person of color.
Yeah.
Sammy, at the end of the day, is a white man that speaks Spanish. Honestly, and we need to talk about that because people don't understand, and I'm tired of that shit.
But then again, here comes somebody that's saying that, so Wilkins, you're not allowed to speak on that because you're not Hispanic.
No, because you know what? I probably am part Hispanic. I'm from Hispaniola.
Y'all niggas is sharing a country.
So I be telling people
y'all
that
niggas is
I'm
sharing
Dominican
land.
basically. Like, when I mean Dominican, I'm Dominican, I go, I'm basically Dominican.
Because,
just,
hold on, because we can talk about it right now. Nathan. Oh, Nate.
He black.
He's black.
He black.
He a light-skinned black person, but he's
basically.
Dominican, and he speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
Because people need to stop understanding, like, the fact of the matter is, it's a language.
It is, yeah.
It's a language, not a race.
It's not,
I just want to know.
It's a culture.
Listen, if Sammy, if you ever listening, I just want to know what box do you check on an application.
They're not going to answer this.
They're not going to answer it.
Because,
I just want to know.
we offended him.
That's not offensive.
Like, for example, a lot of people don't know that.
If you're going to be
Cody
offensive,
is half Spanish.
Cody's
Cuban.
Cuban.
He's Cuban.
Cody could be my cousin.
And nobody knows
I've
that.
had cousins, literally growing up, I've had cousins that are as white as this fucking table.
And
I
Cody,
look at them like growing up, I was like, oh,
and
really?
And Cody, what does he present this as? The American nightmare. I don't hear him saying that the biracial nightmare. That would be fire though.
But
also, Dante Martin is black. He's just light skinned.
He just light.
Have you seen the texture of my man's hair?
His hair? He's light.
But the thing about it is, and this not just in wrestling, it's just in media in general.
Just in general, yeah.
For example, he is friendly on the eye for people who don't look like us. You understand? He makes people who don't look like us comfortable. Like, I'm sad to say this though, but it's true though. Like, it's true.
But now is the time to make niggas uncomfortable. Sorry.
But Janelle, I presented this on the page though, son. All y'all niggas talk shit about the referees all the time though. Let's hit them in their pockets. Let's boycott it. Hey, if you see a black person on the screen, you watch it up until then and turn it off.
But the thing about it, it has worked. Because I'm telling you, see, there's not usually that many black people. And there was more women's wrestling because the double-edged sword with Tony is that he wants to be the man of the people.
He wants to cater to everybody, but can't cater to everybody.
But
it's weird.
But he can't.
It's weird.
And the thing about it, he's like, fuck, they might be right. They might be right because we got more women's matches this week. Because I was watching.
It was fire though.
We got more women's matches.
Yeah.
They had more black people on there.
Yeah.
And people noticed it. That's the thing too.
But they have,
people
for example, on Rampage. You gotta admit. Those women killed it in that tag team match.
I am not a fan.
I didn't watch it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I like when white women killing each other in the ring.
Nah, I
do.
Yeah, that's problematic as fuck.
What?
But I don't always agree. Because you know what they do though?
Chill out.
Because what they low key do is they always feel like blood is the answer, and blood isn't always the answer. This nigga here. Why? Yeah, sit down. But that's my issue is they're right to it. Their go-to is blood.
Yeah, because these vanilla queens be out here
always have to be
fighting for their lives, but they always have to bleed. Why does vanilla queens gotta bleed?
You know, that's really problematic. Okay, we're gonna move right along to This Week in Wrestling. We can talk about the last 2 weeks of wrestling since we're in week 2.
Hold up. Shout out to my nigga Moose, the forgotten champion of the people.
I'm not gonna hold you when Moose.
He's
actually not at all.
You talk about me, Moose.
No,
Who's talking about him?
No,
he's not the
forgotten
people's
guy.
champ.
He's not.
He doesn't like us.
He doesn't like talking.
And you know what, Moose? Come on the pod.
We ready for you,
We
boo.
DM'd you.
We ready for you.
We DM'd you. You said you were ready for the pod.
We want to give you the ultimate platform to talk your talk.
Because we a bunch of niggas here, and we want to hear you talk, Moose.
Yo, Moose, I feel like
this will be the most comfortable conversation you'll ever have.
Moose put on the best promos right now. Some of the best matches.
First of all, you need subtitles still for that nigga, but that's neither here nor there.
Because his list, man. Racist.
How's that racist?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Moose.
But I'm not going to hold you, though. When Moose tweeted what he tweeted, because, I ain't got the Bluebird, but snapshots go around. I said, if this nigga ends up on SmackDown, I would pop.
Yes.
Hands down.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that I wouldn't be excited about.
If I see Moose in the Royal Rumble,
exactly.
The thing is, though.
The shit is wild.
But the thing is, you get a reality check because I don't think nobody's gonna cheer for him. Like,
because okay.
Nah, they don't know who he is.
They don't know. Okay, let's keep it a whole buck.
Because now since they put Mickie James as Impact on the fucking WWE.com website,
WWE,
which is wild.
She used to be with WWE.
No, which is cool. But what I'm saying is, I put money. The moment they announced that shit, people went and started looking up Impact shit. I promise you.
Yeah, it's fine. But the thing about it. Moose ain't got the best PR, B.
Exactly.
He has the domestic case against him. Threw his wife down the stairs, my nigga. Like it's just like and then he be shutting down the black IWC. Yeah. So then he ain't got the best situation.
So it's like we're here to be your allies, but you don't want us to be your allies. It's weird.
Because I think shout out to Kiki. Kiki tried to do I think she gave him a shout out. or was trying to show him love.
Did he block her?
And he was just like, nah, nigga, we ain't doing that. But she was like,
oh, when Black Wrestling did their was it top 50 or top 100?
50. They did top 50. And he was like, I don't want to be on this list.
And he's like,
with a bunch of coons.
My number isn't.
He didn't say that. He
didn't say that part. But he did say,
funny.
take me off your list. He did say that.
Yeah.
That
so you have people who try to give you your flowers, and then you take the flowers and toss them in the garbage.
In their face. Looking
like
at them.
we the side bitch. We the side bitch to Moose.
He does be looking at them and throw the toss.
Well,
so I don't think Moose would get love though.
So what
nah,
about this?
he
Like
may.
we trick him and present ourselves as like white and say, hey, cover the show.
No, I think this is as black as it gets, little kid.
I mean,
so
you have a black wrestling. You have a black wrestling.
Yeah,
shirt.
shout out to
you
Black
have a
Wrestling
Network sweater.
You got
You
a
have
death row.
I don't think it's gonna work out.
Death row.
I want him to come on.
You got Shane Taylor hat.
He definitely. You know what?
He
Never
definitely
mind.
will come.
He's not coming.
Definitely not
And the thing
coming.
about it, I'm gonna tweet him. I'm gonna tweet him for the next 6 days.
Yes.
Side note,
You know
side
what?
note,
I'm gonna tweet at, ladies and gentlemen, for the next 6 days. I'm gonna tweet at next 7 days.
Okay.
I'm gonna tweet at Moose 3 times a day.
Okay. Side note, Shane Taylor should have been a Ring of Honor champion. I feel that if he had been champion, he would have saved the company.
His politics. And
No.
and he'll
Dead
tell
ass.
that.
He
Ring of
would've-
Honor don't like black people.
Cause
No, they like particular.
Hold on.
And it's not a shade to their current champion because I think Jonathan Gresham is probably one of the best technical wrestlers right now in
One
the
of the
He
business.
played the politics.
Correct. So
He's-
that's why they are particular.
No, he
About who they put
Shane
the title
Taylor
on.
too black for them.
Shane Taylor's too real for them, and
But
that's
Shane
really what
Taylor
it
would
is.
have made more
Because
sense.
no,
It would have made more sense.
But they don't
But the
fuck
thing
with
about
him.
it, it's corporate
they
America.
don't fuck with
No,
him.
Hold on. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of something. Maybe I'm telling too much information about my job, but I don't give a fuck.
I mean, we've already talked about the coworker
Okay.
that smashed at work
So,
and all type of shit. So
I'm gonna be 100%
we
honest with you. I'm gonna give you a great example. Personal training, the business side is based on numbers,
Of course, yeah.
based on how many clients you get,
Yeah.
how much revenue you
Bring in.
you generate for the gym,
Right.
how many sales you make, all of that shit based on revenue. Now, my manager, I'm gonna keep it a buck. My manager is amazing. He put like a super team together, obviously because I'm on it and other niggas is on it.
Wow.
But the main thing is I'm on it.
So
I'm
he's
on
the
it.
Batman of there.
No, he's like Nick Fury.
Ooh.
This nigga went out on these streets and found the best trainers he can find that he's worked with and seen in the past.
Ooh.
So side note, John Cena show is on HBO Max today.
I'm gonna be watching it this week.
Had a cheap plug that I was like,
this.
Jonathan Cena's on TV.
And he also gave props to Tony Yayo.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
What?
He said that Yayo was the originator of this.
Yeah. He did.
Wow,
Yeah.
y'all nigga, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, he said that. So
wow.
I'm gonna connect this to Shane Taylor Promotions and Ring of Honor. So my manager be hitting, right? I think we only missed 2 months. Only 2 months out of 12 months in a year, and we're a brand new gym. Mind you, those months were fucking holidays and also Omicron, aka Omarion virus, running wild in December.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
So we missed. My GM hates my manager.
he makes some money.
He hates him.
Doesn't mean that he like him.
Because my manager is all about the people. One, we have a black ass squad, first of all. That's one. Number two, he's always looking out for his team and making sure his team is eating and getting paid correctly. And then he's also pushing back on the man, which is my GM.
There you go.
So he's stone cold.
No, yes.
Yeah.
He's Stone Cold.
And your GM is Vince.
Vince.
Okay.
So then my GM is trying to get him fired.
Wow.
Or move to another gym. But he's hitting all the numbers. Now, for people who are listening, I was like, well, we could wait till a new story. I was like, this is where it connects to Shane Taylor.
It's pretty easy.
Shane Taylor is hitting all the numbers. Hitting all the numbers. Maybe
son.
miss one, maybe miss two, but
ain't perfect.
has been consistent.
Yeah.
Consistently putting on good matches,
Right.
good promos. He's developed a brand,
Yeah. And he
That's
defends that
gro-
6-man title everywhere.
and he's very prideful about the 6-man
yeah,
title.
and he put his mans onto the show
But-
who are quality wrestlers.
exactly.
Shout
but
out to O'Shea. I hate you.
but then,
Love you
but
too.
then when you when you
good
think
guy.
about the bigger picture, he's like my manager. He's looking for the best and making sure that his team is taken care of and that you are treating people right. You're
Yeah.
pushing against the machine.
Yeah.
You're pushing against the GM. So that's why probably, I don't know the complete story, why RH is like, you're too aggressive. You're too black. Gresham is over here. He shuts up.
But Gresham doesn't promote like that.
It's not about
promotes like a typical indie wrestler. But Shane Taylor promotes like a rapper.
But the thing is, it goes back to my example. It's not about that. It's about who I like. Because remember, this goes back to what Swole was saying. This is a scripted sport.
Yeah, I tell people that.
So you have the ability
to script people in.
So that's why when the diversity conversation comes up, it's not about having serious.
She was right.
So it's not about
meeting the black quota.
Meeting the quota. It's about scripting people in positions where they can show off
that's the great
their
way
value.
The diversity.
It's like playing chess.
Yes. Show their value, show who they are, learn about them.
Yeah, because Shane Taylor should have been Ring of Honor champion, and like if anything,
but
that man
write that in.
But he literally should have been the last champion.
But I'm gonna tell
you,
like again,
and let these guys keep the trios title and put it on his back. Literally put it on his back because he's gonna promote it, and then y'all gonna eat. So imagine him showing up, him versus Moose in that match. Nah, matter of fact, him versus Kenny Omega. Come on. I never see Kenny Omega for the big boy before like that. Never. It's always these skinny niggas. You scared, Kenny?
I mean, Kenny's sitting behind Twitterland. Then fake apologizing to Jim Cornette. Jesus. Oh, the world of wrestling that we're in. But no, long story short, when it comes to Shane, and once again, shout out to Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions. At the end of the day, Shane is unapologetically himself.
That's good.
And
like he taught us.
And he represents himself and the people that he is supported by and that supports him. And once again, there are certain people that don't agree. Shane Taylor Promotions did what he built. They wasn't fucking with it.
So why let the white man build a whole team? Huh?
They did, but that wasn't him.
We let Evolution cook though, right? We let DX cook though, right? We let Four Horsemen cook though, right? All these white groups end up being dominant and the main guy getting to be champion. How come when it comes to us, we cannot have dominant factions in wrestling?
Well, because there are people, once again, and it goes back to the diversity thing where diversity isn't always just in front of the screen. It is also behind the scene. So when you don't have somebody behind the scenes as well, pushing and promoting and being on your side, and when you're not a kiss ass, that's why Shane Taylor Promotions isn't in the forefront of whatever revamp ROH wants to do.
It should have been.
And that's just what it is.
And like, for example, why these other dudes who are not connected invading Impact? It should have been Shane Taylor Promotions.
Well, no, actually the people that invaded that low-key made sense. Low-key.
No.
Low-key a little bit.
Since when there was a group?
And also, it's not about them. No. Well, it's not about them being a group per se.
Put someone who's more like...
It literally was Maria Kanellis, her husband, and two other people that actually worked together as a team. And basically, it wasn't them creating their stable. It basically was them representing a piece of ROH. Now, could have been...
Shane Taylor would been better.
To you. And that's fine. And to me, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with it. I'm just saying that might, just because they weren't there then doesn't mean they won't be there later, is what I'm going to say.
That's whack. Like, no, PCO, okay.
Because I'm going to be honest. I hit him up and I was like, I said, where are you?
Yeah.
Because I felt it. And we had a conversation, and there just are certain things.
This is what it comes down to.
Certain things happen at certain times.
They ain't fucking with
but
the
black.
But
they not fucking with him the way that they not fucking with him the way that we fuck with him, and that's just what it is.
But you made PCO your champion,
and that was wild.
You made PCO your champion.
But then you know what's crazy? The people that you cater to pop for that nigga though. Because remember when we went to the show, we were just like, how is this happening?
But imagine Shane Taylor jumping a barricade.
We would pop.
Rich Swann and
we would
that's
pop.
My boy. I'll make sure my boys look good.
But that's the thing. We would pop.
Once again.
Not everybody is on that wave.
I got cramp in my leg.
Oh, figure that out. But not everybody's on that wavelength.
Once again, PCO. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I've said this numerous times. This is the dumbest shit. No disrespect to PCO. I know Sub-Zero's a legend.
Whatever.
But PCO as your champion? What?
Yeah.
This shit made no sense. That's why the company died.
Nah.
They died because
Actually,
PCO.
But do you know what's crazy? Ring of Honor finds ways to still. It's weird because when I saw them pop up on Hard to Kill, I was just like, so basically you're just gonna jump on Impact's TV deal, which Loki is smart as fuck. Like I'm not even whoever thought of that. I'm not mad about it.
Nigga,
but then you decide to announce your first show back, Supercard, during WrestleMania weekend, and it's the same fucking night of SmackDown. Why would you do that?
Because they're
Why?
stupid.
Why would you do
they got
that?
PCO as their champion.
Jesus. But you're never going to let that go. All right, real quick, though, before we do finish, any last-minute things on This Week in Wrestling? Because we did talk about a lot of other
Bruce
things.
Pritchard's kicking, WWE kicking out all of Triple H's mans.
Listen,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it
makes sense.
If you're going to fully revamp NXT 2.0, then you got to do it, once again, in front of the camera and back of the camera.
And honestly, William Regal should go to Impact. I mean, William Regal, honestly, should go to Impact. I feel like him going to Impact will really set the brand differently. Like
what they should do is what these niggas don't want to do.
What?
Tony should talk to Cody and be like, yo, I'm going to take the Nightmare Factory. That's going to be our performance center.
But they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because he said some stupid shit. He's like, we don't have a performance center. This is our performance center. He's talking about Dark.
Yeah.
And secondly,
and evolution or whatever the fuck it is
the
on
Nightmare
YouTube.
Family actually got a whole YouTube channel too.
No, but the thing is, imagine.
Oh, that was another place we wanted to go and visit. But
imagine you had a place so you can get people to get the kinks out.
But guess what?
I don't need to see. I don't need to see
where he's at.
Jade is great.
Yeah.
But you can cut down the time of her growing in the ring in half by having her consistently going to the PC center, their own center. And the thing about it, you're a billionaire. Yeah. Make a place in Jacksonville.
Nigga, you can create Daly's place into it, but whatever. Listen, if niggas didn't believe about Brocky being on the mic, go back and watch.
Black woman wrote that promo?
Yes, because it sounds like something I would have
said.
So,
ladies and gentlemen,
it sounds like something I would have said.
Because listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now, WWE be fucking up.
Right.
They listen.
They're not perfect.
It ain't perfect.
Right.
Jeffrey said this thing. He was like, "Yo, your favorite promotion is problematic."
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie, WWE is problematic.
Yep.
AEW is problematic.
Yes.
Impact, Loki is problematic.
Yeah.
ROH is PCO, mega problematic.
Everything is
not letting this shit go.
We're problematic, low-key.
Yeah, we're problematic.
Oh, super problematic.
But when you have a black woman going up to Brock and say, you gonna say this, and then that shit hit?
That shit hit. Like, hit.
Knock. Who there? Bobby. Bobby who?
Exactly.
That shit was fire.
That shit was hilarious.
No.
That shit was hilarious. Yo, but then when Bobby was like, yo,
that shit was
you're
funny.
a clown.
That shit was funny.
And I was just like, these niggas can talk all night for
me.
But
the thing about it is, like, low-key, that's why I hate that WWE didn't do. Bobby's decorated as far as UFC. He has the same accolades as Brock. If they did the match in UFC, it will sell. Like,
but that's
Bobby
why,
is
But that's
serious.
what Brock was trying to say. He was just like, all this time you've been talking about me, you still ain't trying to hit me in any ring I've been in.
But that's why what you said makes sense, because the promo was good on this way. Brock made himself seem I'm that guy, but he didn't really diminish Bobby like that.
He didn't. No.
They didn't bury Bobby.
Yeah,
they damn sure didn't bury Big E.
Yeah,
at all.
Was just like,
but
I don't know who you are.
But the problem is,
that's how you talk to most niggas. I don't know who you is.
It was the Hurt Business situation. Now,
so what if but what if the ultimate okie doke is that they end up helping him though? Like, what if this is all a smoke screen?
We've been saying this for like the past year.
No, but what if it
No. We said this last year.
Oh, they're gonna hold Drew back
no, fuck that.
What happened?
No, we've been saying this for the past year.
Did not happen.
No, like dead ass. We have been saying this for the past.
I'm still holding on against
hope. Especially you.
I'm holding against hope.
What if they're okie dokie in them?
I'm still holding against hope.
Every 3 months. But what if they're No, nigga. They're not okie doke. The only reason why they came out was because they wanted Bobby to look strong.
Yes.
That was the only.
They didn't need Bobby to look strong. He looked strong the week before.
And this goes back to what I said.
That.
How come Triple H gets to have Evolution and be a dominant champion? How come Triple H gets to have DX and be a dominant champion?
Well, to be fair,
why can you have a dominant group of black people?
So I wouldn't necessarily. I don't see Triple H really necessarily needing DX to have been champion though, because he was champion.
But he still
once
had
that
the crew
shit passed.
though. He
And
still
then-
rock with them.
And
in the
then when
back.
it came with Evolution,
he still rock with them.
Evolution's goal was to put Randall and Batista over more
But
than
again,
anything.
this doesn't change the fact that he was champion with a stable with him.
No, he was more champion
But
with
it was-
Rick.
But he still had a champion. Like basically, like
and Evolution,
he rolled with them.
Evolution
He's in
really
the
was
back.
for Ric Flair,
You
low key.
understand?
but-
Like-
You were right, but you have to understand. You're right. Everything you're saying is right, but you have to understand WWE logic, and that is
But
Black
also
people can have a
too-
stable.
no. If
But-
you're a champ, for the most part, most champions aren't part of a stable. No, think about it. Think about it.
Well, think about it. When they were giving
either
Hangman Page, when he was starting to now come back and be in that title picture and going against Kenny or going, all that shit started popping off. He told the Dark Order, like,
So what
I
about
can't
Seth?
fuck with y'all. What about Seth?
Seth had a faction. The Authority. He was champion, double champion.
No, that's
Authority was-
different because it was the CEO and his.
Still same thing. What about Randy?
It didn't give me
He
the
had
same
legacy.
vibe. It didn't give me the same like stable vibe. I mean, listen, you got New Day.
Not
be
4
blessed.
people. Not 4 people.
Be blessed.
It was 3 people. They never go over 3 people.
But then also too, they not really big on stable. That's the one thing I will give. Really, Impact does it really well. ROH does it good. AW for the most part
New Japan.
can do it, but I can't speak on stunts. I don't really watch, so but I take your word for it. But you gotta remember, like WWE in a time, they're not heavy. They never really. The only stable they really had the last, I would say, 5 years was Undisputed Era.
True, but it still doesn't change the
And
fact
I don't
that,
think it had anything. I don't think it was necessarily a black and white thing. I just think that
Oh,
that
of
was
course,
a thing.
But it's just like I just feel like black people cannot have a dominant stable.
But
and
do
be
we really
champion.
need it?
Yes.
Did Bobby need it in order to be champion?
Yes, to show that how everyone eats unity among us. Why? This is how I see it, and this is why I be telling people.
Maybe
This is
that's
why
not
that
the
we need more
story they
people.
wanna tell.
No, because at the end of the day, though, how come as black people we always presented that we're going against each other? When one of us reach the top, we gotta not, we gotta forget the other ones. No, why can't we all reach the top? We all eat good.
But
how
see,
come
but
the Samoans have a crew? Everyone's eating at his table. You understand? However the function of his family may be is.
I was about to say, because that was not how that was
Yeah,
in the beginning.
But regardless what it is, though, son, still.
And you think
dominant.
Roman's still gonna fuck with them niggas once they drop them titles?
I'm talking about at the current moment.
No, but I'm just saying.
But is it more than 3 people?
But still, it shows some kind of unity,
No,
dog.
I understand that, but I'm
Listen,
saying
Bobby
if it's
don't
more
need
than
it,
3
it's
people,
fine.
then they're not gonna make it a stable.
I just reached a point where, like, how come, like, we owe.
But it's never more than 3 people though. Because if you always think about it, when Shawn was champion, it was only him and
Trips.
China and Trips.
What about Bret Hart? He had a whole cannon on his side.
Nah, them
His whole
niggas wasn't really
family.
fucking with him like that either.
I don't think it was that. I'll have to go
And
back.
they only really fuck with him because they was doing the Survivor Series thing where it was Canada versus US. Brett for a while, low key was like, it's just me, myself, and I. Even when it was him and Owen and they went against each other, he was just like, well, it's still my baby brother. I'm the top nigga in charge.
Yeah.
Like it never was
It's never
like,
more than 3 because
it never
really
was
think
that.
about
It never was that vibe. Like for me, it never came across
it's never
that
a
way.
stable. It's usually a trio.
And they only and the
everybody
Hart
meant-
Foundation was only once again in that formation of a stable in a sense was
Okay.
only for that
I see what
Survivor
you mean.
Series.
Because I've never seen
It was
a
never that way.
stable. Bro, I could be wrong, but I'm trying to think of a stable.
That's what I said.
stable.
The only concrete stable WWE has had in the last 5 years is Undisputed Era. That's it.
Okay, yes, that was the only
That's
stable.
it.
I don't count that because that's developmental.
No.
No, it's still
it's
good.
still it's
Yeah,
still
WWE.
fine.
No,
They
it's the
had
same
dominant reign.
thing.
But yeah, you're right because
the
it's Undisputed Era.
only stable, and that was my grip when they first came about. I was
I
just
can't
like,
say,
damn,
like, I can't
it'd
say
be
Imperium
dope.
either.
But Imperium is 3 niggas. They used to be 4,
Yeah.
but then Alexander Wolf left, so now there's only 3 of them. The Legado Fantasmo is actually they're stable. I give them that because I actually really like
They
them.
don't have titles.
They don't.
Not yet.
They don't have titles.
Did you see when when Braun Breaker and whatchamacallit had faced off each other when he was walking to the ring?
That shorty on that team is so fine.
And
Oh
you,
my
and it
God,
goes back
she is so
to
fine.
Spanish women being your
Respectfully,
kryptonite.
she's married.
She is married. Any last things before we do sign off this week in wrestling? Just trying to think. SmackDown.
Big E. His comment that he said the other day.
Last but not least, so Big E had interviewed earlier, either last week or this week, and he talked about once again everybody's grip was after day one and Brock winning, which we all understand if Omarion was not running rampant, that was not gonna happen.
Yo, shout out to everybody who don't know that. People say that this is Vince tying in the storyline.
That was not happening.
I said y'all niggas are dumb.
It honestly, like in football, it was an audible. It basically, they waited till the very last minute to then, because I honestly think whatchamacallit had COVID before they announced he had COVID, but that's neither here nor there. Roman. But they were trying to figure out if he would test negative or positive, and that's probably why at the day of they said he tested positive.
Yeah,
because he probably had it before it. And then they figured.
I'm just happy he's okay.
Yeah. I think, which I am glad too, as much as I'm not. But Big E's comment was basically that that he his issue wasn't so much the length of the title run. I think it was more or less like in the fashion that it happened, and it was just not so much the person, because in the interview, if you read it or listen to it, he talked very highly about Brock. Yeah. He was just like, actually, I'm honored that I was able, me and Brock had that moment. But was it ideal for him? No. So it's so hard because that wasn't what the original plan was. But shit happens. But what are your thoughts on? Because everybody has an opinion about Big E's. That's why I asked in the group not too long ago. I was like, well, what's your definition of a good title run? Like what value, what things that do you put in this pot of a title run that makes it good?
I'm gonna say like this. Like I said earlier, to piggyback on it earlier, like his title reign to basically represent the company was amazing. His PR work was amazing. He was literally in all these black places that Kofi wasn't there previously.
Well, because they have a new talent.
You understand?
Person.
So him, PR wise, amazing.
That's a fact.
When he was fighting people for the championship, of defending championship, he had amazing matches. But it's a lot of in between stuff where he was losing a lot. But what I realized when it comes to our black champion is Bianca, Kofi, and them three had one thing to have example. One big example I realized them three. WWE used them as PR. This is our champion, and they send them everywhere to make us look good. PR, we're not racist. That's what I got from these title reigns. But
really?
Think about it. They've
been doing that forever.
No, they went extra hard with. Think about it. I never seen them send nobody to Africa. Ever.
I mean, what person would they have sent to Africa?
So this is it.
That's why. Hold on, let me finish. Just
go ahead. Let you finish.
Just to put a pin on it, is PR standpoint amazing. In ring, him have his matches when it comes to championship, great matches. In between, I could see why it didn't make him look strong. But when he lost, it wasn't no squatches.
No.
Like, he lost in convincing fashion.
Because I will always, I had to tell somebody that the other day. I said, sometimes there's a win and a loss.
Yeah.
And not everybody gets that concept. Because what I said was, go back to Survivor Series. Me be physically there. Seeing him versus Roman
was a good match.
Was not a squash.
I don't know.
It wasn't a shade to him, even though he lost. Because I don't know if they showed it on TV, or I don't know if it was while TV was still on air or if we were off air. When he got up, everybody in the Barclays Center stood up and cheered for that man.
They didn't show that. Of course they did.
Every single person in that arena, he got up. He was in the middle of the ring, because that's probably how they closed it, because I wasn't sure if it was live or not. They closed it with him in the ring. Literally, he got up, he looked around, everybody gave him a standing ovation, because it wasn't the type of, granted he didn't win, but he won the fans.
Yeah,
he won the support of everybody in that arena. And sometimes that's important. That's an important piece that's going to be a part of his journey. Yeah. And that's why when people are like, oh, it's bad that he lost and this and stuff. Listen, Austin back in the day was he had tag team titles and shit like that. And granted, he wasn't taking a pin, but he was losing tag team matches and shit.
It happened.
That shit doesn't matter.
Like, The Rock lost to Hurricane, but beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
So,
okay.
So this is my thing. His reign wasn't bad. If I'm gonna grade his
Kofi,
if I'm gonna grade
better than Kofi.
If I'm gonna grade his reign, I give it a B-.
Yep.
And the reason why I give it a B-,
yeah.
he had no significant rivals.
Bobby.
It wasn't.
It was like it was.
They put on good matches though.
They put on bomb ass matches.
So this is my thing. This is my thing for Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
You need significant
signature matches.
No, not even that. Foil. You need a significant enemy in your reign.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about any great title run, any great champions,
we talk about the rivalry.
There's a rivalry within their reign that makes you go, holy shit, that was good.
Yeah.
My favorite part of Roman Reigns' rivalry was Kevin Owens. Because I'm a Kevin Owens stan. We all know this. I love Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's Brock.
Yeah.
It actually is more than that. It's Brock. It's Seth.
It's but
they position Roman to take so many different rivalries because he is the heel in the situation. Because that's what everybody's thing does too. Was like, oh, I thought Seth was a heel. When I tell you niggas is out here singing Seth Rollins' theme song and cheering for him, he's not a heel.
But he's a heel, but he's also like he's not a heel. He's an anti-hero.
He doesn't get heel.
He's an anti-hero. But because he's also one on my top 5 of favorite players. But one of the things is that's what Big E lacked.
Yeah.
They never gave him a significant opponent.
Yeah. Where
he can win, go over on him, and show and grow him as a character.
But who's left?
But that's the thing. That's creatives. Because I thought it would have been Biggie and Bobby.
Hell yeah, for a minute. Hell yeah.
Biggie and Bobby working little things together, figuring things out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they could have been very creative on it.
They could have got a solid 3 months.
Yeah. But
Hurt Business is New Day every other time.
They could
have got solid 3 months.
But that's the thing. Biggie never had that.
He never did.
And that was the only issue with his title run. That's the same thing with. And then the thing about it, the way it ended, you're like, all right, cool. What do we do next? That's the other thing. Bianca had that too. Bianca never had somebody going up against them. That's healthy title reigns.
Thank you, son.
Matches are great.
Yeah,
we all about matches, but at the end of the time, at the end of the day, it's sports entertainment.
Who's your what's one of Batman's like
Joker?
So right,
Riddler.
So now the question becomes, and it's something that as creative, and that's just wrestling across the board.
Right.
Who is that person's Joker? Who is that person's biggest rival? Because when it's all said and done, when you have the conversations about the GOATs and all different, because that's always the question now. I think WWE.com had posted about it on their social media, like who was Brock's biggest rivalry.
But
he had rivalries.
Yeah, but that's what makes them, because you have moments. You go, oh shit, them back and forth, that shit was fire. But then you're not getting that.
I'm gonna say this. Add on to you.
Seth could have been the one.
Right.
But I actually think low key it is still Seth.
I'm going to say this.
Low-key.
I'm related to the video games, right? And that's why I felt back there was better. Like, for example, in the video games, if I had picked Stone Cold, right? They'll say, who are like Stone Cold's rivalries? Triple H.
They got 4 niggas on there.
Right,
you
Triple
choose.
H, The Rock, Mankind. And let's say, just throw in somebody, Triple H, Mankind, and
Taker.
Undertaker, yes. At any moment, these guys can run in my match and attack me, right? Now there's no real rivalries in WWE.
There's no real rivalries in wrestling in general.
It's like,
to be honest, outside of, I mean, they're cooking the MJF CM Punk thing. That's fine.
Kenny and Hangman.
The random, they're not even cooking that anymore. That shit is
Kenny's injured, but that's
that shit is in the freezer. But the random ass, the fuck is his name that came on Dynamite last night and fucked him up? What's his name?
Oh, Lance Archer.
Lance Archer.
Lance Cade,
Random as fuck.
Yeah,
it was a little random, but that's AEW.
But it was random, but it was like but
then I'll give this, and this goes back to what we talked about, it being like like a moment, like how AEW caters to their fans. They're match based, right? The day when Paige loses his title.
Yeah.
What are we gonna remember? Him versus Brian
Daniels.
First.
Right.
That solidified his reign right there.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That solidified the reign because they're a match-based company, match thing. But when WWE, when it comes to their reigns,
it's moments.
It's moments. And Biggie never had a big moment.
And this is what I said
outside of him winning Money in the Bank.
But
you're right.
Right. The one thing I will say, I love the fact he did so much outside of WWE.
Yeah,
because
so
that pulled the casual fan in,
Exactly.
and that was on some like when they was at Rolling Loud or
Right.
things like that. But once again, it goes back to when we talked about diversity and we talk about people not only being in front of the camera, being of color. You have to have people behind the scenes that understands the culture, that understands how to use different languages and ebonics and how we talk and how we look and how
ebonics, nigga.
Like
this shit is talking.
all the
we're not saying ebonics anymore.
But
we are talking.
But you need someone that understands that, because that's why, and essentially when Brandy does promos and everybody looking at her like, that don't sound like you.
That's how y'all sound.
That's how some of these. Hold on. My brother right though. Because some of these podcasters.
No,
wait.
When we close this episode, I'll give you 10 podcasts of these females so just like Brandy Rose.
They sound just like Brandy.
I'm not negating it.
They sound just like Brandy.
And I'm not saying those. I'm just saying there are people.
They be trying to like. I get it. Brandy didn't sound.
Listen, Brandy, if you watching, because listen, people be watching. Listen. I would love to do brunch with you. I would love to talk wrestling with you.
But the thing is, some of them sound like this though.
And a couple of them,
definitely.
And a couple of knows me. All of a sudden, when they talk to y'all regular with me, yo, what up, Black? You trying to smoke?
Well, because they know you like to smoke.
But you don't talk like that.
But then the Vanilla Queen be trying to smoke with her. He be like, no.
That's a fact. I've seen it live in color.
So Vanilla Queens be trying to smoke with you, but you deny the Vanilla Queens of your presence, my king.
But
we're not.
With Katie.
What we're not.
You did smoke with the Vanilla Queen named Katie.
Yeah.
You did smoke with that Vanilla Queen.
But you was very hesitant though.
You were very hesitant to smoke because when the Ebony Queens approach you, go, yes, Queen, I will smoke with you.
First of all, you grabbing them by their hand and be like, come on, Queen. Let's go outside real quick.
Go outside and smoke. But then when the Vanilla Queens approaches you, you go, nah, we can't smoke.
You know, you looking at it
I don't
sideways.
know where your lips been at, my Vanilla Queen.
You're looking at it like, are you sure?
She's Spanish. Dang.
Exactly.
He tried to just now.
She's not Spanish. She's Hispanic. She's Latinx. So some people say.
Anyway. Any last words before we do sign? I'm done.
These Vanilla Queens just want to be loved by you, Mr. Black.
But what we're not going to do is we're not going to name this episode Vanilla Queens. I just
want
want to let you
know.
No, I felt it. I felt it, and I said,
this episode is definitely named Vanilla Queens.
Yes,
do not.
I love it. I put the whitest woman on there, too.
We're not putting a white woman on there.
Oh, don't do that unless you're going to put Betty White.
Yo, shout out to Betty White for dying.
There you go.
Fucking Bob Saget. They took fucking Danny Tanner.
Young Bobby Bob.
Fuck. Shit. But anyways, let's leave on a lighter note.
So it's gonna be Betty White as I cover.
Okay, in honor of what would have been Betty White's 100th birthday.
White, a real ally. That's ally, right?
She was really an ally.
She was.
So shout out to Betty White.
She got reunited with her Golden Girls.
Yeah, she all four of them.
Her husband.
These Vanilla
she
Queens out
her
here.
husband.
Vanilla Queens out here.
Everybody knows that X-Men hate the term Latinx.
Yeah, everybody
they
does.
do?
Yes, that's why you didn't see me get pissed off at you just now.
Really?
Play back the video. When you see this and you see me do what the fuck?
But I don't know.
Nobody likes that shit.
Who came up with it?
Who says that
shit?
Who
came up with Latinx?
Who came
Not
up with
us.
Who came?
The fuck? Not us. We didn't say that shit. Anyway.
So hold on. Wait, we're not good off of this.
What?
We're not good off of this. So you're telling me?
Did you not see how I
people
reacted?
didn't come up with Latinx?
Nigga, no.
It is kind of fire though.
No, he sounds like an X-Men.
Nigga, it sounds wild.
No, he sounds like a superhero.
Sounds wild.
Ooh.
Does not sound superhero.
The blacks, the Asians, the Latinx.
It sounds like a gang.
He said the blacks, the Asians, and here comes the Latinx.
That sounds like
fire.
gang mentality.
Ooh.
Y'all niggas excited about.
That's like a
y'all
Gundam
just
wing.
excited about the X.
Yes, that's like a Gundam wing. Oh, we got the Latinx Gundam.
Anyway.
Come on, that's like a sword, son.
I cannot.
The Latinx saber.
I'm not.
Eric, I didn't know this, my nigga. My bad. I didn't know that's what they hate that. Cause I'm trying to be.
I'm glad
PC
you said
here.
it because I reacted.
Eric is all over the place.
And this
Cause
nigga
first
did
he's
not
like Sammy Spears, and then he's just like, we don't like his Latinx. Yo. Honestly, Eric, thank you for being part of the show.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with everything you said, but thank you, Eric, for being part of the show.
It's called disagreeing with each other.
Listen,
and
that's
you get mad at personal.
That's
and
the beauty.
That's what I like.
That's the beauty
And
about
don't take shots.
the
We
show
like,
and about how we are because we don't do that. We don't give that
so that's two
energy
things
off.
I can't say to people: Latinx and coolies. Dang. All right.
And I don't think Vanilla Queens is definitely a thing you say.
Which one, Vanilla Queens or Vanilla Beans?
No, because
Neither, man.
Nah, I think Vanilla Queens, man.
Yeah,
these Vanilla Queens out here just wants to be loved by MrBlacc.
First of all, are you sure?
What?
Anyway. You walked into that. You walked into it. So don't do that. Anyway, let's sign off because I'm over y'all both.
It's about to be 4 o'clock.
Make sure if you haven't already to RSVP for the Royal Rumble viewing party at Legends. Make sure to come out, support, celebrate 10 years of the viewing parties by Sir Wilkins exclusively, and then it became bigger and better. But he definitely is the founder and starter of it. So make sure to come out, support him, tell him congratulations, because I think it's a very big honor to have. Once again, RSVP on our group page. Some things that we will be up and coming.
Why Booker T be saying something?
Booker T just
shout out to everybody. Royal Rumble. If you want to be part of MrBlacc's neighborhood, show up.
Also to anyone in the Dallas Fort Worth area, I will be in Dallas the second week.
Out there?
I don't know if she listens. Yeah. And shout out to Kiki. She's doing a show. She's doing commentary for a show out in Dallas.
Shout out to Kiki. She
shout out to her
really
for doing that.
Shout out to Kiki.
Because that's
not. Kiki, do you love me?
Oh, wow.
Are you riding? I know you love Randy.
This nigga here. No.
A backstage brawl.
No. All right. So as I was saying, I'll be in Dallas 2 weeks from in the second week of February. What's the name of the show? Where we're sponsoring Calvin Takeman versus Darius Lockhart in Dallas, Texas. So make sure if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, come out, support. All of that information will be on our social media. February 20th, we'll be in Washington, D.C., where Tasha
It's called the Health Club. That's the company.
Health Club.
And it's Black on 4 sides. It's mad strong. It's a strong-ass name.
Ooh, I like it.
Black on 4 sides.
Listen, I'm here for it all.
Blackalicious, baby.
And then we'll be in D.C. February 20th.
Might be some Vanilla Queens there.
Okay. February 20th we'll be in D.C., where we will be sponsoring and also watching Big Swole versus Trisha Dora for the Pan-African Diaspora World title.
If you want to see Big Swole and more Big Swole of Trisha Dora, please check out the Jobber Slam, their matches, man.
There you go. And then last but not, I'm trying to think anything else. Rumble. Back to Rumble real quick. If you are going to be in the St. Louis area for Royal Rumble, make sure to hit me up. I will be there physically.
Hold on, before we let off, y'all remember Sunny? She got arrested again for allegedly unlawfully possessing a weapon and making terroristic threats.
She did look good at WrestleCade, but I wish her the best. All right, as always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. # Black Excellence. # We are out. Yeah.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Try to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.